Hey everybody, Pastor K here. It's Freedom Friday. Stay tuned for your morning minute. We've been on a theme all week going through the armor of the Lord, which I like to call the kingdom fit. And so we come here to Ephesians 6 and 16 today, which says, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish the flaming arrows of the evil one. I want to tell you today that on this Freedom Friday, you are free to extinguish the fire. I know the enemy has been throwing a lot at you, and you feel like you are being consumed by these fiery arrows, by these fiery darts that the enemy is throwing. The enemy throws out what I like to call WMDs, weapons of mass distraction. I say that because although the enemy is trying to kill, steal, and destroy, these things cannot destroy you unless you allow them to. And most of what the enemy is throwing at you are, again, just weapons of mass distraction. The enemy wants to distract you. He wants to take you off of your focus of God. He wants to change what you're thinking about, change what you're focusing on. He wants you to focus on the problems around you. He wants you to focus on the fire. However, the scripture today is telling us that with our faith, with our trust in God, with our depending on God, with our knowing that God is in control and is working everything out for our good, like the scripture tells us, then we are free today to put the fire out. We are free today to use our faith as a shield, as the scripture is telling us here. And let me tell you this shield that the Apostle Paul is talking about. He was describing a Roman soldier as he was going through these verses in Ephesians and talking to the church about this kingdom fit. This shield is a body length shield. It's a pretty heavy shield, but what the Roman soldiers would do is, because the enemy would light their arrows on fire, the enemy would dip their arrows in a flammable liquid or flammable substance. They would set them on fire so that not only is this arrow going to pierce your body or pierce your skin, but it's also going to set it on fire, or whatever it hits, it's meant to do more damage than just the actual arrow piercing. So they would set it on fire. But what the soldiers would do is they would take their shields and they would dip the shields in water. And so when the arrow would hit the shield, it could not ignite the shield because the shield was dipped in water. And so our faith today needs to be covered in the living water that is Jesus Christ. We need to be in relationship with Jesus and be saturated in his living water so that we can extinguish these WMDs, these fiery WMDs, weapons of mass distraction that the enemy is trying to throw at us. So again, you are free to extinguish the fire. You do not have to be consumed by it. You do not have to allow it to consume the things and the people around you. Some of these fiery darts have hit your family because of who you are and is trying to consume them, but you are free today to extinguish the fire. Extinguish these fiery darts that are coming from the enemy. Extinguish them because you are saturated in Jesus Christ, the living water. All right, that's it, guys. That's the Freedom Friday message for today. Let your faith extinguish the fire. You are free to extinguish the fire on today. Have a blessed day on purpose. Talk to you real soon. God bless.